If you are having trouble finding mental health care that is covered by your health insurance plan, you are not alone. State data shows hundreds of people complained about this very issue last year. And your consumer investigative reporter, Cassidy Williams, is here to explain why. Cassidy.
Well, many therapists now only accept what's called private pay, basically where you have to pay entirely out of pocket. That cost can vary, but studies estimate in Connecticut that can cost you between $125 and $200 a session. If you want your insurance company to help cover some of that cost, it may take longer to find care. How many calls does it take to find someone available to help? How many calls do you think you've made?
In the last 2 weeks alone, I think I have made, I'd say 15.
Holly Hackett from Branford just keeps picking up the phone, trying to find a therapist that both has availability and takes her Medicare insurance.
I haven't been able to find one.
I just think that's a really discouraging process for a lot of people.
Griffin Gordon is a licensed marriage and family therapist associate in New Haven. He started practicing within the last year and feels it's important to accept insurance.
I would not have been able to afford therapy without insurance, right? I think it is such a core component of accessibility to mental health care because most people cannot afford to pay the rates for therapy.
But he's quickly realizing why many therapists are choosing to only accept private pay.
Usually you're going to be getting more money per session for private pay, and you don't have to submit claims. There's no risk of the money getting held up somewhere or getting clawed back or you getting audited by an insurance company.
Complaints about behavioral health claims to Connecticut's Department of Insurance nearly tripled from 81 complaints in 2022 to 233 complaints in 2023. There were 225 complaints in 2024. And it's not just people looking for therapy filing complaints, it's the providers too. Like this complaint from a provider in Glastonbury whose claim from Aetna kept being rejected, writing she spent countless hours being redirected by them on the phone. Aetna responded back to the state saying it was a system error, apologized for the inconvenience, and paid the claim. A different mental health provider in Darien filed this complaint, writing that Cigna owed her $450 for 3 different sessions. Cigna responded that due to a processor error, we incorrectly denied the claims and went on to apologize for the oversight.
There's a lot of extra risks that come with taking insurance that make it a lot harder for clinicians to do so.
Griffin explains even when you get paid on time, therapists normally get paid less through insurance than if they take private pay. A 2023 report funded by Connecticut's Department of Children and Families found that for mental health claims, insurance reimbursement rates do not cover the true costs of delivering high-quality services, have not kept pace with inflation, do not reflect staff education and skill level, and are restricting the ability to offer compensation that attracts and retains qualified staff to the field.
More experienced therapists are choosing to not take insurance anymore, which means that if you are taking insurance, then you are kind of relegated mostly to people who are more like me, right, who are kind of fresh out of school.
American Health Insurance Plans, or AHIP, the advocacy group that represents health insurance companies, conducted a study in 2022 that found 89% of health plans are actively recruiting mental health care providers. And in a statement to the I-Team, a spokesperson said in part, health plans have reported significant year-over-year growth in the number of in-network mental and behavioral health specialists, telehealth, and care navigation services. Griffin plans to continue taking insurance and hopes the people searching for therapists keep trying.
My main advice would be to not give up, right? Because there are clinicians out there who do take insurance, who have availability, right? They just might be harder to find than you might want it to be.
For now, Hackett is managing without a therapist until someone picks up.
Trying very hard to remember the tools that I've been given and remember to breathe and just try my best,
Now, due in part to the increase in complaints related to behavioral health, the Connecticut legislature voted in 2023 to create the Office of the Behavioral Health Advocate, which is still being formed. The new office will advocate for and assist providers with insurance claims. Consumers with issues about behavioral health are encouraged to continue filing complaints with Connecticut's Department of Insurance. We have more information on how to do that on WFSB.com. Just click on the iTeam tab. Your consumer investigative reporter, Cassidy Williams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Very important.